Yasin Betty Mali, Saso Figa Gada, Baby Unga Hambi.
Why, hello, people of the North and Southern Hemispheres. Welcome to our little spoken word piece.
Oh boy.
That's referred to as Nothing But Football, where we do spoken word about matters that trouble us, matters that keep us up at night.
Dead ball situations.
Yes. Matters that make us sleep easy at night. Essentially, football. But yeah, since it's off season, we decided let's give it a try, freestyle, and see how it goes. We don't really have that much of a script anymore. It's just going to be free flowing. So, welcome, gents.
What up? What up?
Any nerves? Anyone lost for words? Stuff like that? Off the dome, as the rappers say it. Gotta hit it off the dome, brothers.
I can never be at a loss for words. In the off season, Arsenal are not disappointing me.
Because they're not playing.
Yeah,
you listen to gangster rap. This is your time to spit some bars, dog.
Arsenal's top of the league as we speak, man.
Yeah.
We're top of the league.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. In case this is your first time joining us, I think we should introduce ourselves. On my right there, I've got Uncle Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, not Uncle Lucas. Lucas.
Brother Hakeem.
Brother Hakeem. Still haven't figured out a name yet. I want it to come organically.
King.
For those who don't know, Lucas is normally on drugs or something. We don't know why he does this.
Yes. And then on my further right, I've got Uncle Curtis. How are you, gents?
I'm good, dog.
Oh, good, boy.
No, man. I guess the season's wrapped up now. We gotta actually just look at some stuff that's actually happened, because obviously there's award seasons now. So there's been some interesting developments in award seasons. We'll start actually with the Premier League award seasons. Obviously there's been rigorous voting and all that stuff. And yes, well, we'll call it that. But the polls are closed and everything's set. So we'll start off with the player of the season. Player of the season was Ruben Diaz from Manchester City. Manchester City, he was signed this year as a defender to fill in for who? Otamendi? Or fill in. Actually, we can't really give him a role.
It's probably a replacement of company, but
so we can't really give him a role. Let me start with you, Lucas. Let's get some spoken word in there. What do you think of that award? Just break it down from your opinions.
Yeah.
Do you think he deserved it?
yeah. Look. So I think that's an award where it's hard for a central defender to win it. Very hard. So to see Ruben Diaz win it and kind of think, oh well, he has a strong shot, means he had a fantastic season.
Yeah.
So I think you can't take that away from him. I'm actually not even hating on that decision personally. I probably would have said Kane. Just looking at, but I mean, Ruben Diaz came in. The defense of City was obviously improved under him. His value was tangible, which you can't always say for a centre back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with it.
You're okay with it?
Yeah. That's not Jordan Henderson, you know.
Yes. Let me ask you then, Uncle Curtis, what do you think of the sudden developments?
Deserved winner. It's because it's still screw kicking, because he still plays for England and he still plays for Tottenham Hotspurs as we speak. The surprising part was Diaz didn't win a single Player of the Month award throughout the year. And that was shocking to me, because in some months that man was stopping everything for City. So the fact that he didn't win a Player of the Month award, but he's been the most consistent player throughout the year, I can't fight it.
Yeah.
Because Man City's defense is Man City's defense because of him. And to hit the ground running like that, man, you can't fight it. It's like he hit the ground running in the Premier League. It's not always easy, man. A lot of people have struggled. I don't think Company even hit the ground running like that, where they just started getting clean sheets. He had to work into it. So he's a deserving defender. We'll see what he does at the Euros with Portugal. And it's only onwards and upwards for him over here.
It's your take.
No, I agree. I'm actually going to play devil's advocate with this, and I will say, I think this season Kane deserved it.
Sure.
He put in some great numbers. Like, I mean, he took top goal scorer. He took top assister. He was the main driving force behind Tottenham's European
chase.
Conference. No matter whether that might end up being bad for Tottenham, but he had good numbers. I felt he should have won. You could have also thrown Bruno Fernandes from United in that talk. But I understand why they gave it to Bruno to
Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. I'm confusing these Portuguese names. But yeah, I understand why they gave it to him, because he was an integral part of changing City's style, because City was always just high scoring. But now they brought in someone who can lock up shop at the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand why they gave it to him, but there's players above him that deserved it.
I don't think so. Players above.
You don't think Kane deserved it?
Kane did all that and his team finished 7th. Nah. What's this guy's name again?
Diaz.
Diaz did all he did and took City from 2nd to 1st. Like, between last season and this season, what's the key difference in City's team? Diaz.
Yeah.
Without Diaz, maybe United sneak in a lucky Premier League win over there. With him, United get nowhere near close.
True.
Okay.
Those number of clean sheets, like, it's an instant impact. Like, Kane was there, he scored the goals, but he put his team right back where? 7th.
But wouldn't you argue
Kane had a James Beattie season. Top goal scorer, but did nothing for his team because Southampton still finished 10th.
But wouldn't you argue that that also came down to maybe a team effort?
No, I think it's Diaz.
So you'd give
with the clean sheets. I think it's Diaz. There's a couple of games that Man City won 1-0 that I was like, nah. Diaz pulled some things out.
Okay.
Because it's one of those, as a defender, it has to be from performances week in, week out. Because you don't say defender one game and then whatever. I mean, so I think in terms of the number of games where you say it's good performances, I think that goes to Diaz, even though, because I wouldn't say Kane performed well in every game, but I'd say that, or at least I'd say that more towards Diaz. But I agree with you, Kane should have won it. I'm just saying, at least the reasons for Diaz.
No, I'm also being devil's advocate, but it's not one of those where I look and think to myself, no. Here, this is daylight robbery.
Yeah, listen, to win it ahead of an Englishman in England. Listen.
You want to think about the Kane season, right? When he started the season, he hit the ground running. They thought he was going to break the assist record. They thought he was going to easily hit 30 goals a season or something like that, right? And then it petered off for a bit. You can't say the same for Diaz. You can't think of a bad patch that Diaz had. Because, Kane had 9 assists before game 10 or by game 10. He only added 4 the rest of the season.
Okay. Speaking of people who don't deserve to win awards, I actually just want to first check before I say this. But it seems as though PFA Player of the Year for this season was Kevin De Bruyne. Obviously, I don't know if you can judge by my tone. I'm disgusted because I don't know what that man did to deserve it over the people who were nominated.
This season, yeah.
This season. Because I think it was Harry Kane was in there, Bruno was in there, Ilkay Gundogan was in there, Ruben Diaz, and then I think the 5th one was Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Let me ask you guys, please break this down. Maybe you guys saw something else that I didn't.
I saw nothing else.
Because if memory serves me correct, Kevin De Bruyne was injured for quite a big part of the season. He came back and kind of, reminded us of who he is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, please, brother Hakeem? Explain to me.
Yeah, so I don't get it. Look, he had injuries or whatever. He's obviously still Kevin De Bruyne, so he's still tied second in the assists list, right? But to me, I look at it and I say, okay, cool. At your club, you're winning player of the season, but at your club, were you the best guy? Ruben Diaz took something off you. I don't think he had a better season than Mahrez.
I do. I actually believe that. Yeah.
You believe he had a better season?
No.
than Mahrez?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'd even go Ilkay Gundogan. Actually, is another player.
Yeah.
Like there's 3 guys who I can look and say, you know what?
Yeah.
They actually did better than you this season.
Yeah. I think saying Kevin De Bruyne's name with an individual award makes sense, yeah, because he's that quality. But this season,
he's a talent. But
this season, I'm like, okay, I don't understand how.
It's a Henderson move to me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't think Henderson deserved that last year.
Okay, in that way.
But in all fairness, the players voted. So what can we say?
They were drunk off drugs. You know, these football players like.
I want to see how many appearances he even made.
I don't know, though, but I don't remember anything spectacular for
That is a good question.
Kevin De Bruyne this season. And if I was being honest, I remember early on
25.
in the podcast, I was actually even saying that KDB gets rated too highly at times. Because I'm like, he's a playmaker, but he's not the king playmaker. So it might be that reputation that was built on early on in the season when they said he was better than Ozil, he was better than Peak this, he was better. And now just gets into the media and now, sometimes he's just not good. Yes, he's a quality player, but
So I think you're going drastic on it. I just checked appearances. 25 appearances is 12 assists in that. I mean, that his level is there, but it's 25 games. It's a good number of games, but I mean, there's 13 others where other people were jamming.
If Kane got the players player, I wouldn't fight it because he did more than KDB.
Yeah,
I get why Diaz won PFA player of the year because he made a difference. But if you're voting for individuals, Kane is a clear winner in that one.
Yeah,
To me.
yeah.
Especially if it's among your peers. It's like Kane was terrorizing defenses. Kane was.
I mean, if you're talking player of the season and you miss a part of the season and somebody else didn't, that should be an advantage to them, not an advantage to you because you went there to play badly. It's KDB, he wouldn't have, but I mean,
Yeah. No, I think we can all agree. Maybe not agree, but realize that okay, some players were robbed. They were robbed. But I think let's move on back to the manager of the season. Obviously, that was Pep Guardiola. From my point of view, I think he deserved it. He won. There weren't many managers who did it better than him. I'm talking from like a point of view where consistency was. I think, yeah. Obviously, he won the league, so he kind of deserves it. But I'm sure there's managers that we can probably like look back at this season and think,
like a shout out to the rest type of thing.
yeah, because I was gonna say, no shame. Ole for me is that manager. I actually would have given him more credit.
As in Pep aside, Ole is manager of the season.
No. I'm not saying he's manager of the season. I'm just saying I'll give him credit for what he did this season.
Oh, sure.
With United. I mean, what? You guys signed Cavani.
Yeah, look, unbeaten away from home.
You guys were angry. You weren't happy about that. I feel like, yeah, that's very impressive with what he did. He made you guys a believer of Cavani. You guys actually want to... Did you extend his contract?
Yeah.
For how many years?
For next year.
Just for next year?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. I was going to say, if he manages a 2 or a 3 year, I was going to say he's duped you guys.
Yeah, because he's 35 next year. Like,
no, he's duped you guys. But yeah, fair play. I mean, what? There's nothing to lose, basically. You keep a good player for 1 year. If it doesn't work out, you let him go.
And that's Greenwood 20 next year. Still, he's learnt a lot off the guy. So that's worth it.
Uncle Curtis, would you like to highlight maybe any other managers?
Nah.
You think everyone was just...
This season, there's no special standout manager to me.
Look, I think there's some shout outs, right? Okay, maybe if I at least start at Pep, right? Because Pep takes the trophy. The style of play is good to watch. I know you guys don't agree, but a lot of other people do. it's different, i.e. he's changing a lot of English football.
Yeah.
I.e., he
Making it
floods the
worse.
center, whatever. So it's hands down Pep. I mean, you have to give me a good argument to change my mind on that.
No, obviously
you
it's
know?
hands down Pep, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
give other managers credit.
Brendan Rodgers?
No.
David Moyes?
Okay, David Moyes, maybe not Brendan Rodgers.
Why,
Yeah,
why not
actually.
Rodgers?
He keeps on falling off towards the end of the season. I take you on the whole season.
If you fall off with a club that you don't expect to be top 4, he actually still ends up maybe a little bit higher than when you expect. At the start of the season, where do you say Leicester finishes?
Top 6.
And he finished 5th.
Yeah, he finished 5th. He did what he was supposed to do.
I think he did it well too, I'm saying.
I mean, I've seen people saying as well, Bielsa is someone to talk about.
Sure.
With basically his coaching tactics.
Sure,
From a
yeah.
coaching tactics
Yeah.
perspective. As in, he did quite well.
Yeah.
No one expected,
Yeah.
as much as, we all believed Leeds will be back in the league. No one expected them to be where they were.
And so clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no one
They had
really
no issue of relegation.
Yeah, because we thought maybe fighting 15th or something like that as your first season back
Sure.
after so long. So I think Leeds can be proud of themselves.
And with your own style.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't come in long ball,
Yeah, exactly.
typical English, what.
The typical English style and the typical
rush.
championship side, trying to survive with the big boys. So yeah. No, but I think from that point of view, we've covered the managers that we think did well. Let's move on to the young player of the season. Young player of the season obviously was Phil Foden, who took that. If you guys didn't know, it was Phil Foden who took that. I think from my side, no arguments from there.
Yeah.
Had a fantastic season. I think they were even arguing that he's gonna be player of the year.
He had a shout.
He had a solid
For player of the season.
What?
for player of the season. No, I'm saying in the list of nominations.
No.
Why not?
No. For player of the season.
I'm not saying as in no, not to win, as in
No,
to
as
be considered
As in it's not
in that list.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Sharp, I'll give him young player of the season. Nah? Outscored by Saka. Out-assisted by Saka. Nah?
Was he?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's impressive.
So,
Okay.
how is he in that list? If you're going to say Foden's there, Sharp, I know he's been a revelation for City because he's been a phenomenal English talent. Nah? But now you're going to put him there. Then you must put Saka there.
I think Saka was he was in for young player of the season. But I
He
think
didn't outscore. Saka didn't outscore.
Oh, okay.
Saka
I was
didn't
wrong.
outscore.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think it was the youngest teenager to get to like 20 goals or something like that. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
might be slightly older. I'm sorry for that mistake. But you get what I'm saying? Those are comparable numbers still to me between him and Saka. And Saka in a way worse team.
yeah.
Nah? So now we're looking at Foden saying, nah, you know what it is to me? It's that young English player getting overhyped at a too early age, and then he'll never reach his peak potential because he's getting overhyped. Yes, he's had a good season, man, but he's nowhere near player of the season quality yet. He just had a good season. He's not pushing Kane numbers. He's not doing what
That I agree.
Fernandez is doing. So don't even mention his name in that conversation.
Okay.
Don't. You keep him a young player of this. I wouldn't fight young player of the season.
No, I wasn't necessarily saying that. I'm just saying there was a time where he was shouting. Like, let's
No,
give him.
because remember that player of the season nominee is 10 names.
Yes.
I'm saying you can have a shout of being in the top in those 10.
He's top 20.
Hey?
Not top 10.
From the season.
Yeah, not top 20, not top 10.
Okay.
Alright. No, aye.
All right. No, I'll give you that. You might have a point.
Because I think he had a phenomenal season, yes, but for his age, yes.
Yeah.
Nah.
But for young player of the year, it's him hands down.
Yeah, but the second closest to him is Saka. And I'm not even going to fight that because he did have a better season.
Yeah. It's okay. Maybe it's not hands down, but he wins. Yeah, because Saka had a good season too. And who else would it be? Mason Greenwood. Who are the other contenders of that? Mason Greenwood. Saka.
Rashford, I think, was involved in that running.
Still young. Well, Rashford's 23.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rashford's still young. If memory serves me correct, let me check.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. My apologies on the mistake. Maybe I was overhyping my Arsenal player too much and I forgot how much he actually scored. But nah, I can't put Foden there. We'll see what he does next season. Nah? Because sometimes, I see a potential there, but don't let these kids get overhyped. This man could get to the Euros and get destroyed. And then he'll lose confidence for the new season. You never know where your football career might go. But I doubt that will happen to him because he's got a quality manager, Pep, who will protect him and who does understand his talents. And then we'll take it from there. But we shouldn't be putting him there at Player of the Year when he's basically... City are not winning because of Foden. City are winning because of City.
Fair enough. You know?
Okay.
And that's why I don't think he should be there.
I don't really remember the list. If I can find it for you, then I'll bring it up. But I remember I saw Marcus Rashford in it. I was like, oh, okay.
Won a young player of the year at like 23.
What's this timer doing here? But I was like, hey, but this guy's actually, he's matured.
He started that young.
He started that young that we actually forget, like, okay, this guy's old.
Yeah.
Like, we think he's old, but he's not. So, yeah, man. Yeah, but I think Phil Foden does take it. Other awards, goal of the season, Eric Lamela.
That was a top goal. Opposition aside,
No.
a top goal.
To tell you the truth, I think that was just luck. But I guess,
Yeah, but he hits it with the intention of.
we can't fight.
They lost the game.
It's a reactive shot or whatever.
They lost that game end of the day.
Sure, but I'm saying to goal of the season.
Yeah,
it's
fair.
at least a different type of goal and things like that.
No, man,
you know what I mean?
that's a good trophy for Tottenham this season. So, man, shout out to you, Tottenham supporters, man. You took a nice trophy there. Best goal in the game that you lost. But I think we've wrapped up from that point of view in terms of awards. So I think let's touch on to some other things. Let's just look. There's actually something that I've been wondering, guys. Have you noticed that now that, talk about the Super League and all that stuff has died down? And now I'm not even sure. Maybe I'm not paying attention to what's going on in England in terms of the strikes. But for me, it feels like those, what's his name? The Glazers out, Krunka out. Obviously, they won't say Abramovich out. But those strikes have now slowed down. Does it look like everyone's accepted it? Let me ask you as a United supporter, if you can give me maybe your thoughts or, scoop from the club.
So those guys were never, from a United perspective, the Glazer. Whoever thought they were going to sell, please give me what you're smoking because clearly it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right? But obviously, and I think even the United fans that were protesting that kind of knew that, but it was one of those things of, give us a voice.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So they came back and they're like, they'll put a fans representation or something. Somehow fans will be represented in the board meetings or whatever. I don't know. But that's lipstick on a pig. I mean, fans won't make a decision. But I mean, as long as they get kicked into action to say, hey, look after the club because we're watching. That's the only way I'll see it because, they need to update some things there.
No.
I'm not even talking the squad. I'm talking, go, dude, fix the stadium.
I agree with you.
Play them a training ground.
Well, since in this conversation, there's two teams who actively spoke about their owners as in like they don't want them anymore. Let me ask you, Uncle Curtis, from an Arsenal fan's point of view, what's your take or your hot take, your gossips, your scoops? What do you feel? I
still see those Kroenke out protests, and I think that's because that's how far Arsenal have fallen under Kroenke. And I think those fans over there in the UK actually are tired of that man. Because I remember they started putting up quotes from like 2016, he's not able to win trophies, and it's like, mate, you milked the cash cow, now the cash cow's dead. Then you want to continue doing things the way you're doing it. Like, it's not sustainable. Like, you took Arsenal from here and you put them here and you think everything's sharp. Eighth is a pitfall finish for Arsenal. Like, last time that happened must have been in the early 90s, because that certainly never happened under Wenger.
Yeah.
What you call this thing? If they don't get the transfer dealings right during the off season, these guys will not what you call this thing. They won't survive it. They won't survive it. They'll continue getting those protests, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no. I think. Let me give my point of view from this, from an Arsenal supporter's point. Basically, just to say that I think this will be the season. They're not going to sell, obviously.
Yeah.
It's too big of a club to sell. But what I've noticed is that from the Kroenke side of the table, I see the son is now trying to be more, involved, because the dad's hardly there. So the son is now acting on the dad's behalf. That's how we were able to sign Thomas Partey last year, because the son became more involved in the club.
Okay.
He spends most of his time this side, it seems. He's at, most of the home games. So I think maybe they're going to use that guy they're going to use him as the connection to the club. So I think as time goes, we'll see what happens. But I think what most fans are crying about is you need to spend money. They just need to spend more money than what has been the case in the past. It's going to be difficult for them, especially now that, with COVID and all this stuff. But I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They need to fork out money.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I suppose they do, right? But to me, it's like, okay, cool. The solve is obviously spend money, right? But I'm like, Joe, at least come with a plan, Joe.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool's owners or whatever. Listen, they lucked out with the money they got from Coutinho and whatever, because yes, they spent money, but their net spend is not that crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they put plans in together. I mean, the academy is now putting up things, whatever. They're putting themselves in the position where, cool, we might have to spend money now, but we don't want to continuously be having to spend money.
Yeah.
We might plug with our youth team, whatever. At least do something like that, Joe.
Nah, fair.
Chelsea Abramovich did that. Sharp. They don't use the youth team. But remember how many youth cups they were winning?
Oh, yeah. But I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Because even with Arsenal, I think the problem is it's the experienced player, because the youth academy still seems to be producing decent young players. They still do buy decent young players, but hey, they need help, man. Like Saka was carrying the Arsenal team for a good 2-3 months in the season. I can't be having an 18-year-old carry Arsenal for 2-3 months. When Cesc Fabregas broke into the team, he was supported by the likes of Henry, Patrick Vieira before he went, Gilberto. You're looking at Edu still there. You're looking at Sol Campbell in Divers, Colo Torre. Maybe he played a season with Ashley Cole, if I'm not mistaken. Listen to that experience. Now we're talking about Saka. Who's he playing with? Off form Abu. Lacazette. Rob Holding. Fine. David Luiz. Leno. Not having the greatest of season. Tierney, yes, I can say is doing well.
Did Luiz dirty.
Right? Who's at right back now? An inconsistent Bellerin and what you call this thing?
The Portuguese boy, Cedric
Soares. Look at the quality difference in the two squads, and you can see why our youngsters are struggling a bit, even though they do have the potential to hit greater heights.
Speaking of, as I hear you mentioning Leno's name, there's also random news. I keep getting lost in these loopholes of transfer news. From our point of view, from a goalkeeper, apparently we're looking for the Ajax goalkeeper who got suspended for drug use.
Make Arsenal black again. I'm all for that movement.
So what I hear is he's a Barcelona graduate, Barcelona Academy graduate.
Who's this keeper?
Onana.
Onana, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So Onana, he's been banned for taking a banned substance.
Oh, sure.
He took his wife's medication, and then it showed up on the tests, and then they banned him for that. I think they the
Coloture excuse.
Yeah. So,
but you know what's the thing, guys?
But I think they're appealing that ban, and apparently I don't know who's in the Arsenal scouting in the scouting system, but they're saying they're keeping an eye out for him because they say he's a real good goalkeeper. He's got good character. So in case the Leno story of him wanting to leave, comes to light and he really does want to leave, then they're saying that might be an option. So
there's no way to go for him. He must just keep quiet. And
yeah.
If he gets it, it's a good move for him. But guys, they need to put drugs back into sports. Make it great like the Tour de France was in the 1980s. Let my niggas smoke a J on the side of the pitch at halftime. Bring on the cocaine for Maradona like they did in the 1980 World Cups. And we'll see dancing people, dog.
you know,
Like, who cares if the guy kills himself? I don't care about the player right now because he did that to himself. No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear
trying
you.
to regulate things that people are going to do irrespective.
Yeah.
Nah? Like, he took his wife imagine having to live your whole life saying, I can't take this medication because it's got this substance, but I got the flu. I can't imagine not taking cough mixture because it's got something that I'm sick, my nigga.
Yeah. It's one of those, you just get home and you're like, hey, bruh, something's going on.
Well, there's sympathy now. When we talked about Rio Ferdinand, there's none.
Yeah, because Man United had all the luck back then.
Sure. Okay, that's the truth. That's the answer I actually wanted.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, what you call this thing, nah? If you're saying I can't take this cough syrup because of 1, 2, 3, and it might give me an added advantage, it's like, mate, I am sick, nah? What advantage is going to get besides me getting back to my full health? Nah, let's say I'm fully fit and I start taking cough mixture. Have you ever met a rapper on lean that made sense when he was on lean? Like, it slowed that man down. Like, it's not giving me an advantage.
I must look at Lil Wayne, bro.
Bro.
The smallest beat changes will give that man a seizure right now, dog. So that's what I say, bro.
Like certain things. If like they're telling me no, these substances are banned because it's because of player health, that's something else. But this added advantage thing, my nigga, come on.
Well, for me, the doping thing and the anti-doping thing has been there probably before most of these professionals were born. So if you come back to that chat of you're a professional. I agree with you. There should be leeway, but substances, that's an actual thing now. Because I mean, now when you turn 17, you are being piss tested. So your medicine cabinet probably has to be approved things. How is your wife married to a professional and getting things you can't take?
Doc, I hear you on that. I'm not even arguing about
maybe on the other side of things, be a professional. Though.
Yeah, be a professional, but it's like I'm just looking from the point of view. You are not getting an advantage. The advantage
with his excuse, you never know. Because it won't be that he was banned for sharp. It's the cough syrup, but it's what in the cough syrup.
Yeah,
it's that substance there.
Okay, fine.
He can then tell you it's from cough syrup. Yeah. But the investigation say it's cough syrup.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that advantage. Not forget about the ban stuff. I'm saying whatever. Even if he took straight steroids up his butt cheek over there, what I'm trying to get at is how big can the advantage be? Nah, how big can it be? Nah, does it make you dribble the ball better?
You see, that's where you lost me in your argument. Because I was saying, okay, sharp. If someone's taking, if they're taking weed, they're taking, lean, like you said, if they're taking maybe cocaine.
Yeah, like,
sharp. Maybe cocaine will increase your focus, but I'm sure they've figured out something, especially those things. We don't know what those guys sniff. I've seen guys on the benches before they come on the game. They sniff something and it's like, an energizer. But I'm just saying it's one of those things. But you lost me at steroids.
Yeah,
you lost me.
I was going to the extreme, nah? Yes. But what I'm trying to get at, nah, they say the greatest time that the Tour de France ever experienced is when drugs were allowed everywhere. Niggas were racing for a full day. End of day, they were like,
so you're saying
woke up fresh the next morning, ready to ride bikes. Because who the hell wants to ride bikes up mountains for 200 kilometers over a
natural stamina?
Come on, my man. Let me get high. Let me enjoy the scenes. Let me see things as I'm busy driving. But you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's all I can say. But yeah, it is what it is. They'll have to relook at that one day.
I even forgot where this just started.
Just let the niggas smoke some weed on the side of the pitch. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, it was just random from transfer talk to drugs to everyone should do it. All right, yeah, we did lose our chain of thought there, but I think we've covered the talk about the Super League. that it was just all hype. Now guys are realizing these guys are not going to sell. Arsenal's money is just going to keep going into Denver Nuggets.
Get them another NFL championship while they're at it.
These guys are not going to sell at all because what football clubs have realized now is their brands. That's why like Glazers bought United like 750 million, and it's like 3 or 4 billion that it's worth now. Just literally because they turned it to a brand. And
all they're gonna keep doing for these punk Arsenal supporters is produce a good kit. You guys will buy. Yes, I'm so angry. I'm angry with myself that they've got 2 nice kits that I'm considering buying. But I'll like at the end of the season, I'm like, I'm not pumping any more money into this club's hands.
Oaks are gonna wear them in those grime music videos.
Exactly.
And then you're like, gonna buy.
Yes. You're gonna see random American people wearing an Arsenal shirt.
Dude, that's United has an official tractor sponsor. We've got official noodles. Like that's what Woodward did. He came in and he put United's badge on everything and got income from it. So United's official tractor company.
We miss you, dog. We miss you, Woodward. We miss you. Now these United fans aren't gonna have a house to go to when things go wrong. Who they gonna go to, bro? Did you see that time where Sky Sports tried to interview that Glazer, the main Glazer guy?
Yeah.
Where he didn't even say anything because they were talking to him saying, do you have a message for the fans? This guy was just carrying on like everything's normal. Turned on his aircon.
So you don't care about the fans?
You don't care about the fan. He even opened the window, acting like he's going to talk. And then he just went.
Oh, man, the British meeting. But yeah, man, that's it. Let my niggas do drugs on the side of the pitch, man.
Ah, interesting. Interesting views you have, Uncle Curtis. But I think let's take a break, gather our thoughts. Even freestyle rappers got to go look at their notes and see what they have to rap about. You know, catch up on all these.
Skumbozo in part 2.
He's not getting any beauty tips. Don't listen to him, man. Look how pretty I look with this fresh cut, man. Oh, man. Somebody's daughter's getting taken out. Oh, this cut. Oh! Wait until I hit summer 21 when I'm out here hitting parties topless because I'm too flat. You'll catch the beauty tips once I'm done with that.
All right, guys. I think that's a wrap for part 1. Catch us on part 2. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I don't know.
Post, retweet.
Share. Screenshot. I don't
with
know.
Your friends.
Yeah, screenshot stuff. I don't know.
Give the woman something to look pretty to look at.
Yeah, man. Do all that stuff, man. But thank you for joining us for part 1. And we'll see you in part 2.
Oh, yeah.